The FreeStyle 8400 is an 18.5 by 18.5 interlocking floor tile that requires minimal preparation of an existing floor and does not require the use of adhesives. The FreeStyle 8400 uses a patented zipper interlock system designed for adhesive-free installation and providing tight seams with a flexible, moisture-proof base. The FreeStyle 8400 tiles may be installed directly over concrete, wood, tile, or any other standard floors, as well as access floors. For the FreeStyle 8400 installation, the following tools will be needed: a dead blow hammer or hand roller, a tape measure, a chalk line, a utility knife and a straight edge, a carpenter square, a table saw or circular saw, a Sharpie or similar marker, 1/4 inch spacers, and a recommended jigsaw, orbital, or similar cutting tool for irregular cuts. For jobs that are over 500 square feet, we recommend the use of 2-sided carpet tape. We recommend Johnsonite power tape or equal, and a 20 inch or larger tile cutter. The recommended brand is a Bullet RCT20 Magnum shears. Step 1. Preparation. For the FreeStyle 8400, keep temperature of the room, the subfloor, and tiles at a minimum of 65 degrees Fahrenheit to a maximum of 85 degrees Fahrenheit for at least 48 hours prior to the installation. If the tiles have been shipped in extreme weather conditions, which is under 40 degrees Fahrenheit or over 95 degrees Fahrenheit, the conditioning time should be a minimum of 72 hours. Store the tiles flat and properly conditioned prior to installation. Tiles that have been unconditioned, improperly stored, or have had edges overhanging will distort the shape and size of the tiles and will cause difficulty when installing. Remove all debris from the floor, sweep and vacuum as necessary. Repair any major surface imperfections, which include cracks over 3/8 of an inch thick, sharp height transition, or voids in the subfloor. Remove any molding or baseboards. These can be reinstalled after the completion of the installation. Also, you should scrape off any old adhesive. The surface does not have to be perfect, but do remove larger clumps that are bigger than 1/16 of an inch high. Step 2. Planning tile layout, establishing the midlines and midpoint for the room. Unlike ceramic or vinyl tile products, FreeStyle installations should start in a corner of the room along your longest straight wall. The finished edges will be facing this wall. Do not start in a corner with a doorway. Measure from point A to point B. Record that measurement and divide it by 2. Mark that midpoint with an arrow as accurately as possible. Repeat this same measurement along walls C to D. This wall is parallel to the A and B wall. Snap a chalk line between these points, shown as line F to H. Repeat the process to find the midpoints on walls A to C and walls B to D. Snap a chalk line between these points. This is shown as line EG. Step 3. Establishing control lines and the starting point. Starting at the midline marked EG, lay down full tiles until a full tile can no longer fit. Note this is not the starting point. Carefully mark a point at the finished edge of this last tile. Note, you must mark that line at the finished edge of the tile, not at the edge of the interlock extensions. Measure the length from the finished edge of the tile to point E of the midline, and mark the same distance from point G towards corner B. Snap a chalk line between these 2 points. This is now the main control line for your tile installation. Repeat the process along the other walls to determine the number of full tiles you will use for installation. The corner formed where the main and second control line meet is the starting point for your installation process. Step 4. Installing the control row. It is essential to keep this first row straight on the control line. This will help to keep the installation square and ensure an easier installation. Failure to do so may cause gapped or excessive tight seams as you add rows. If using tape, vacuum or sweep and damp mop the area of the floor under the area where the first row of tiles will be installed to remove all dust and allow it to dry. This will ensure that the tape adheres properly to the floor. Install row 1 carefully along the control line. Once you are certain that the tiles and the interlocks are properly aligned, kneel down on the first tile and press over the tape areas to anchor the tile. Do the same with tiles 2 and 3, pressing them into place, and then fully seating the interlocks with the dead blow hammer. Step 5. Installing all field tiles. After the first row is complete, go ahead and install your second row. Install the second row of full field tiles. Beginning at the point where the first tile for row 3 will be placed, unroll a new piece of 2-sided tape and place it approximately 5 inches in a parallel line from the edge of row 2 and press the tape down firmly in place. Repeat the process of laying down 3 to 4 tiles at a time and keeping a close eye on the main control line until that row is complete. Once the third row is completely in place, return to the starting point and install the next row of tiles and continue until all of the field tiles are installed on the floor. Step 6. Measuring and laying cut edge tiles. Create an end cut template by cleanly removing the interlock extension from one tile. Beginning in a corner, place a loose tile over the installed corner tile. Line up the edges precisely. Be sure that the interlocks are oriented in the same way as the installed tile. Lay the end cut template over the loose tile to be cut. Butt the template up against the wall and place a 1/4 inch expansion spacer near the corner. You can also use a slice of the tile to achieve a 5/16 of an inch space. Line up the other edge and mark a line where the template meets the loose tile. Remove the marked tile and cut along this drawn line. If required, gently lift the edge of the field tile and slide the cut tile interlock extension under the field tile. Butt the tiles together and align the corners. Seat the tile with the heel of your hand and use a dead blow hammer to finish seating the edges. Check to ensure minimum expansion space. Continue using this method around the perimeter of the room until all tiles are installed. For the best finish, you will need to cut the door jamb moldings so the tiles fit freely under them. This is easily done with a door jamb or undercut saw available in most hardware stores. Cut the jamb using a tile to establish the proper cutting height. Grounding the FreeStyle 8400 system. It is recommended that a copper grounding wire be placed for every 1,000 square feet throughout the installation. Run the grounded wire from the tile surface to an electrical outfit or other building ground. Additional considerations. Settling seams. Due to the tight seam design, tiles may initially pop up during installation. For best interlock joint seating, roll over all joints with a roller, applying pressure to the joints as you roll across them. You may repeat this process after the floor has had a chance to settle in for a few days. You may also go back over the floor, re-tapping any high points with your dead blow hammer. Temperature considerations. If temperature swings are in excess of 20 degrees Fahrenheit, expansion joints should be used. Allow more expansion space for tiles installed in a cool environment. Failure to do so may result in buckling. For areas that are in warm environments, allow for greater shrinkage for tiles installed. Failure to do so may result in excessive gaps at walls or transitions.